Morning friends, and welcome to another episode of Lex's Budget Bunker Build. So if you can hear that whirring noise going on in the background, that's my water pump going, and in a couple of shakes of a lamb's tail I'll show you why it's going so furiously. But so today's plans that I came down here with have been sidetracked a little bit due to my own fault, but anyway, we'll see what we can get done today. So thanks for joining me, and yeah, see you down in the bunker. Bring your wellies. Well guys, we've had a lot of rain over the last few days, and I mean a lot of rain, and look at that. Bloody flooded. And it's actually my fault, because the pump is, you see the battery there. We've got a couple of batteries in actual fact. There's that battery there and that one there. And because they don't hold enough charge, I mean that car battery's a second-hand battery anyway. They don't hold enough charge to last overnight, and so I've had the battery charger hooked up, and that's been working fine. And then the other night I must have come in here a bit tired, checked on it, and switched it off at the wall. And consequently, battery's gone flat and the damn thing's flooded. So I'm picking, when I put the switch it back on here at the wall, yeah, you can hear the pump starting to struggle. Oh, let's turn this on to height. And there she goes. Luckily, it looks like, looking down there, it looks like the pump, so I actually lowered the pump, and it's sitting on a piece of wood that's floating, so I think that's probably saved the pump. What a mess. Why do I keep doing it? Oh guys, I can only blame myself on this one. I obviously, as I say, in a moment of tiredness, I switched it off at the wall, and that's my payback. So yeah, not sure how much I'll get done today. First job obviously will be to drain that out and assess the damage, and yeah, obviously I need to address that the battery and charging system a bit better, so that I can't make that mistake again. But all I can say, guys, is every time something like this happens, I learn from it and make the system a bit more robust. I can't believe I've done that though. That's on me, totally on me. I've switched it off at the wall. What an idiot. Anyway, I'll check back in an hour or so and see how that's coming. That water's coming out. That's probably about probably close on 1,000 litres down there, so it's going to take a while. Bunker life, I tell you. Holy crap, guys, look at this. Oh my god, what a mess. Oh, so she's about 6 inches over the top of the concrete. And this is, how deep this is. Oh my god, look at this, guys. Jesus wept. Look at it. It's over a metre deep. That's well over 1,000 litres down there, because it's wider than a square metre. So you can see I've got the pump tied up there with a bit of rope to keep it out of the water. Excuse me, I'm having a choke here. Got all the wood out of the water, so and there's the old some pickup that was still working like a champ. The switch is still working amazingly. I can't believe I thought that would have packed up, but once I got it out of the water, it stopped pumping. So this mechanism is still good, but of course I'm going to have to strip it all apart again and clean it all up. Obviously it's going to all go rusty and corrode. So I've created a lot of extra work for myself, but here we go. It's funny really, because some So the wall socket that I turned off actually also powers the lighting in the workshop, and I've often thought I need to separate those so that I don't inadvertently turn off the power when I'm turning off the lights. But of course I left that job too late, and now I'm paying the price. So I've probably lost a day of progress now by the time I clean all this up and sort it out. But you know what, guys, it could be worse. I didn't have any electric tools or anything down here. I pulled all them out, even though I actually trusted the system because it was working very well. And the pump, it was mounted on the wall, but I actually brought it down so that it's less less distance between the pump and the water, because it's rated to be able to lift 1.5 meters, but honestly at the 1.5 meters mark it's starting to struggle a little bit. And but thankfully I'd just rested it on the wood, and that floated up and kept the pump safe, because that pump's not designed to be immersed. So I could have lost my pump, but I didn't, so I'm very thankful for that. So really it's just a big mess to clean up, and that pump's going to be working for a few hours now. You can see there it's dropped down about 1 inch, so it is going down, it's heading in the right direction. So yeah, we'll just let that go and check down here in a few hours. Alright guys, I've got all the wood out of the false flooring wood out of the bunker, and I've given it all a good wash, and got it stacked up out here in the hothouse. So hopefully that'll dry out reasonably quickly. And here, once that's done, I'm going to actually clean off some of that concrete that I spilled on there, and give it a lick of paint just to make it a bit tidier, and also it'll help stop stuff sticking to it in the future. So I'll take this opportunity to sort of tidy things up a bit while I'm at it. Well, friends, today's been a bit of a bust because of my mistake, but the pump's still going. It's I can actually stand in the bottom of the bunker shaft now with my gumboots on, and it doesn't go over the top of them. So I think it's about, I don't know, 12 inches of water left. So she's slowly getting there. What I've been doing is running the pump for a while and just keeping an eye on it, because it gets quite hot when it's run for a long time. So I've been stopping it and letting it cool down a bit. So, but it's slowly getting there. So just had a general tidy up down there. So I've got the sump pickup unit all cleaned up. That's all stripped it apart. You saw, dried it out and put it back together, and it's actually looking pretty good. So I'm actually quite pleased with that. That should still do its job, still working. And the other thing I did today was I thought, well, I'd do some stuff up the top. So these are the bricks for the first section of bricks. So it's about 600 mil long. So it's a full brick and a half brick. And what I'm doing, I'm actually bonding them together. I was going to say gluing, but gluing it just doesn't sound right, does it? But I'm bonding them together with liquid nails. Because it's stronger than it's going to be stronger than using mortar. I mean, I'll be putting mortar underneath the first row of bricks to to cement them down to the base. But then I'm going to be using that bonding agent, the no nails, because it's incredibly strong, and it means there's no gaps between the blocks, because it's for the aesthetic that I want to get once it's all put together. I want to like a really smooth wall, and it'll be really strong. And then, because remembering there's a ton of rebar and concrete going on the insides, so that's where the strength will be. I mean, the blocks are strong; they've got compressive strength in on their own. But then the concrete in the middle and the rebar gives it compressive strength and tensile strength. So anyway, yeah. So that's actually going to be the width of the tunnel, and I made up this little, basically a jig, and that's the idea of that. So both of those I've very carefully measured and welded this up. So it's the width I want, and those boards are perfectly parallel, and I'll use that to keep the wall parallel. So provided I get the first bottom row correct, the rest hopefully should be pretty good. And this is just a little tool I thought I'd make up, because otherwise I can see over 6 meters it could veer off a bit, and get a kink in it, a dog leg, which I don't want. So this hopefully will help me have a nice straight true wall. And yeah, that's about all I've got time for, really. So thanks for watching, guys, as always, and thank you to everybody that's liked and subscribed. We're so close to just about over the 900 subs, just about reached 900 subs now, so it's getting close to the magical number. And yeah, shout out to my Patreons and my YouTube members. Thanks, guys, for your support, really appreciate it. It's certainly starting to help fund some of this stuff now, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, with that said, I'm going to go inside and have a nice cup of tea. And yeah, look after yourselves out there, guys. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week, hopefully when things be a bit drier. And this is Lex out.